On a cold November night in 2018, 26-year-old nurse Emily Westbrook finished her shift at Providence Medical Center in Portland, Oregon. She texted her fiancé, said she'd be home in 20 minutes. That was at 11:47 p.m. Emily Westbrook was never seen alive again. But 5 years later, a fisherman would pull something from the depths of the Columbia River that would finally answer the question that had haunted an entire city, while raising a dozen more. Emily wasn't just any nurse. She was the kind of person who remembered patients' birthdays, who stayed late to hold the hand of someone dying alone. Her coworkers called her the heart of the fourth floor. That night, security footage captured her walking to her silver Honda Accord in the hospital parking garage at 11:43 p.m. She looked tired, but she was smiling, probably thinking about the wedding she and her fiancé, Ryan Caldwell, were planning for the following spring. 4 minutes later, her text arrived. "Leaving now. Love you." Ryan texted back immediately. "Drive safe. Can't wait to see you." But Emily never responded. By 1 a.m., Ryan was calling her phone. It went straight to voicemail. He drove the route between the hospital and their apartment 3 times that night, searching. Nothing. At 3:15 a.m., he called the police. What they found, or rather, what they didn't find, would baffle investigators for years. Emily's car? Gone. Her phone? Dead or destroyed. There were no witnesses, no surveillance footage beyond that parking garage, no financial activity, no goodbyes to friends or family. Emily Westbrook had simply vanished. Detective Sarah Brennan was assigned to the case. A 20-year veteran, she'd seen dozens of missing persons cases, but Emily's disappearance felt different. Quote, "Everything about her life was perfect," Detective Brennan said in a 2019 interview. "Happy relationship, loved her job, close with her family. There was no reason for her to leave and no evidence of foul play. It was like she'd been erased." Unquote. The investigation sprawled in every direction. Dive teams searched nearby waterways. Volunteers combed forests. Ryan took a polygraph test. He passed. Emily's colleagues were interviewed. Nothing suspicious. Her phone records revealed no concerning contacts. Then came the theories. Some believed Emily had staged her own disappearance, though no one who knew her believed that for a second. Others suspected abduction, maybe random, maybe targeted. The internet had darker theories, ones involving trafficking rings and serial predators. But without evidence, every theory was just noise. Months became years. The searches ended. The news cameras left. Ryan eventually moved to Seattle, unable to stay in the apartment where he'd waited for Emily to come home. Emily's mother, Grace Westbrook, never stopped searching. She posted on social media every day, quote, "Someone knows something. Please, just tell us where she is." Unquote. Then came October 12, 2023. A local fisherman named Cole Thatcher was on the Columbia River near Sauvie Island, about 15 miles from where Emily was last seen. He'd been fishing these waters for 30 years, knew every bend and current. That morning, his line snagged on something heavy. At first, Cole thought it was debris, maybe an old tire or construction waste. But as he pulled, he realized it was wedged into something larger, something metallic. He called the police. Dive teams arrived within the hour. What they found, submerged in 12 feet of murky water and partially buried in river silt, was a silver Honda Accord. The license plate matched Emily Westbrook's vehicle. The recovery took 2 days. When they finally pulled the car onto the riverbank, Detective Brennan,
now a lieutenant, was there. She'd never forgotten this case, never stopped hoping for answers. What they found inside changed everything. Emily's body was still in the driver's seat, seatbelt fastened. Her purse sat in the passenger seat, her engagement ring still on her finger. The car's windows were intact. The doors were locked from the inside. There was no evidence of another person in the vehicle, no signs of a struggle, no bullet holes, no blood, nothing to suggest violence. The medical examiner's report would later confirm Emily Westbrook had drowned. The cause of her car entering the water remained undetermined, but early analysis suggested an accident. But how? The stretch of road Emily would have taken home doesn't run particularly close to the river. To end up where her car was found, she would have had to veer off the road, cross a field, and somehow enter the water at a boat launch. In the dark, alone, without calling for help? Detective Brennan studied the car's telemetry data, the digital breadcrumbs modern vehicles leave behind. The last recorded location was near the hospital, but there was a gap, a missing window of time before the car's systems shut down completely in the water. Quote, "We may never know exactly what happened that night, but we believe Emily encountered some kind of emergency that caused her to drive off course, possibly a medical event, possibly confusion or disorientation," unquote. Emily's family finally had closure, or at least an ending. They held a funeral. Ryan attended, now married to someone else, but still carrying the weight of that night. Grace Westbrook spoke about her daughter, about the 5 years of not knowing, about the relief and heartbreak of finally bringing Emily home. But closure doesn't always mean answers. The official ruling was accidental drowning, case closed, but questions remain. Why would a tired but coherent nurse, texting normally just minutes before, suddenly drive miles off course toward a river? Emily's phone was never recovered. Why did it die or get destroyed so quickly? And why did no one, not a single driver on those roads, see or report a car entering the water that night? Some mysteries are solved by what we find. Others are deepened by it. Emily Westbrook was laid to rest in spring 2024, during the month she would have celebrated her 6th wedding anniversary. Those who loved her got the funeral they deserved, but the truth, the complete truth, may still be somewhere at the bottom of that river.